Sustainable Resilience with David Dodd.
Entrepreneurial spirit, that's the reason they call it a spirit, because it transcends beyond simply startups.
Absolutely. It's a can-do attitude that has lifted New Orleans, and not just New Orleans, and we saw this after the recent flooding in other parts of Louisiana. It lifts the entire spirit of the state, and I think that's how our state gets so well defined. It's because of this resilient culture that starts from places and points in time which are very dark and very stressful, but it's that resilient culture of that human spirit that champions in the end.
And part of that transformation was brought about through the Unified Plan, which was a very arduous and long process, but resulted in unifying the city in a way that perhaps it had never been before, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. We had a master planning process that took place, and a comprehensive plan, and an economic development strategy that also came from that entire process that we did not have before the storm. And that level of organization allowed new economic sectors to emerge. And one, beyond just general entrepreneurship, was the healthcare and biosciences sector. You know, because we had lost and we're losing our major hospitals, including the VA Medical Center,
right,
and Charity Hospital at that time was closed.
Right.
It allowed us to kind of step back a little bit and say, okay, how do we reinvent and how do we reinvest in a significant sector in New Orleans in a way that just doesn't put us back on average, but puts us above and beyond the competition, that really rebuilds the city in a way that can set the course for the next 20 years. And that's what we did with the biosciences. You know, we took the opportunity to say, let's just not bring things back as they were. Let's re-envision how we can create an entire sector from this and leverage two hospitals into a broader biosciences initiative, which incorporates an entire corridor, accelerators, research centers, universities, a number of different organizations that can feed into it to make it into a very robust economic sector.
And that has now manifested itself in an entirely new medical district.
It has. And so what we've seen after the storm was actually the development of the VA Medical Center, which is now the flagship medical research facility in southeast portion of the United States, which is now sits across the street from the University Medical Center, which is another state-of-the-art research center. Combined as $1 billion investment, average salary of $85,000 a year, that creates over 10,000 new jobs each year. And that multiplier effect is substantial because you have everything from the laundromat to the restaurants to accelerators to new researchers coming in from all over the globe, attracted to the research and the talent that stems from co-locating universities and similar type institutions next to each other.
And all of that came about as a result of and through this recovery process.
It did.
So the silver lining of this cloud is pretty bright right now.
Absolutely.